He's got a power arm. He's got like 4 or 5 pitches, turning it over, riding it. Had a great splitter today. No-hitter going into the 7th inning, and just outstanding. I mean, he could ride the ball up in the zone. I think he threw one pitch at 97, but he anywhere from 92 to 96. His pitching coach Don Tupper was saying, sometimes he'll make bad pitches, leave balls out in the middle of the plate. You can see a lot of change-ups. Those are actually the splitters, so not as many fastballs. But again, overall, great stuff. They didn't get him a lot of runs, and of course, he leads with a 2-0 lead. And in the modern-day game of baseball, you usually don't finish what you start. Putman comes in, and then Manny does Manny, and all of a sudden you got a tie ball game.
Jimmy, as we've seen the Orioles so many times, they're a good second-half ball club. But what I'm concerned about now is that Jones is back in the lineup now. We don't seem to be getting any kind of consistency early on in ball games to put some runs on the board to help our starting pitchers relax a little bit.
Well, you're right, and I think what happens, and it's so easy to talk about. First of all, Depper, you know as well as anybody, you played 24 years. Hitting's tough, and when you want to get hits, you can't always get hits. And how do you get hits? You maybe see a few pitches. Adam Jones has gotten himself out 5-6 times. He's swinging the balls a little bit out of the zone. Why? Because he's anxious. He wants to be Adam Jones. He's still hitting 292 coming into the day. So, all of a sudden, and I was looking today, okay, let's see, they scored over 5 runs a game in the month of April. Then they went down to 3 runs a game in the month of May. Then they went 5 runs in June. They were 18-10. And now, towards the end of it, they're not scoring a lot of runs. Who are they playing? These staffs have a little bit better than maybe the staffs they faced when they were, back in May. And there's probably a little bit of truth to that. So, the White Sox here in Chicago, they give up a little over 3 runs a game. Last night, they didn't give up any. Today, they gave up 2. And if the White Sox did a good job of hitting, Chris Tillman, even though he scattered 10 hits in 5 innings, he was magnificent keeping them from actually getting this game out of hand. So, again, sometimes you want to get runs. You're trying so hard. You're squeezing the bat, and you're actually helping the opposition. Tomorrow we're going to see a young left-hander who throws in the mid-90s. That's going to be interesting because he may not command the ball as well as Danks did last night or Samardzija did today, because both of these guys pitch really good games.
That's a real good point you make about squeezing the bat. I mean, you look down, Adam is 5 for his last 36. Wieters is 4 for his last 36. Snyder has cooled off. Parmalee has cooled off. When you have so many hitters up and down the lineup cool at the same time, it's really difficult to mount anything, and as a result, the opposing pitcher doesn't have any of those high anxiety innings.
Well, you're right. I mean, you want to work the count. That's how you pitch into the late innings. We saw Danks do it. Saw Samardzija do it. It's not like they're not trying. But again, sometimes you try too much. The late Mike Flanagan used to always say sometimes you got to try a little bit easier. So hopefully that'll be the case. And the other part of it is, are you getting good pitches ahead? Are you working the count? The Orioles don't do a great job of that. And when they get runners in scoring position, get the hits, which they're doing better than anybody else, they're a real good ball club. And when they don't, they're just like anybody else. You're not going to put a lot of runs on the board. So let's hope it changes.
All right, Jim, enjoy that Grateful Dead show tonight. I heard it's a must-see ticket.
Yeah, if you can get one.
All right.
I'm going to change my aura by tomorrow.
There you go. I hope so. There's Jim Palmer. Maybe the bats will break out if you can do that. I like that. Through osmosis, it's going to come from the Hall of Famer.